How important was Mr. Osborne's advice in relation to this process? Were you reliant on him, or were you forming your own judgment?
It was important. I mean, George and I worked very closely together. He thought this was a good idea, but as I've said in Parliament and elsewhere, this was my decision. And I take full responsibility for it. No, I don't try and shuffle off any responsibility to anybody else. You had when George Osborne was here, the story about him. Had Andy Coulson probably came up with the most effective and destructive headline about me that anyone's managed, which was 3 words I never uttered, which was hug a hoodie. So the point I'm making is that, there were some people, I think, in the Conservative Party who would have said, well, don't have a tabloid editor. My view was that it was necessary to have someone tough and robust. I found in my dealings with him that actually he did his job very well, and actually he was someone who had I think a good code of behaviour in how he did his job. Bad things had happened at the News of the World while he was editor, and he had resigned. So he had left his last job after resigning because of things that had happened. So that was obviously, as I've said in my evidence, I was giving him a second chance. The second reason there was controversy is this was a tabloid editor. And there are some people who would say, don't have a tabloid editor. To which my answer would be, it's a very tough job dealing with the press for a major political party. You need someone who's got the skills, who's got the knowledge, who can really help you through what can be an absolute storm. And so I thought it was the right thing to do. And I just make one other point, which is, as I recognise, this is a controversial appointment. This has come back to, haunt both him and me, and I've said what I've said about 2020 hindsight. But in doing the job as Director of Communications for the Conservative Party and then Director of Communications in Downing Street, he did the job very effectively. There weren't any complaints about how he conducted himself. He ran a very effective team. He behaved in a very proper way.